afternoon. I'm Rochelle Graham. We want to get you out to some developing news right now. Detroit Police Chief James White is holding a press conference on a missing 13-year-old girl who hasn't been seen since January 9th. This update coming from Shoemaker and Garland. We hope to learn if there's significance to this location and the investigation. It just started. Let's listen in.
That's fine.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to just start off before I bring up Chief Jackson from Detroit Public Schools Police Department and to what brought us here today. On February 12th, we had a briefing on this missing child. Yesterday, we had a much more comprehensive and detailed meeting where he brought forth a number of different factors as to what occurred and what they have been working on. We left that meeting with some very serious concerns about Nazia's safety, and I'll bring up Chief Jackson at this time to give you an overview, and I'll be coming back up to talk about the details. Chief Jackson.
Good afternoon. Back on January 9th, we believe Miss Nazia Harris did not return home from school. She was a student at Clark Elementary. January 10th, her family went about the process of reporting her missing. We began our investigation at that point. We began working back, following through her on her last known steps, possible person she was in contact with, some of her school-age friends, gathering different information. As we began to work back through that information with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners, information that we obtained has led us to this point here. At that point, we reached out to Chief White to let him know the developments that we had, and so at that point, we decided that this investigation had kind of gone past the four walls of our building, and Chief White stepped in to help us out. Chief White.
All right, thank you, Chief. So again, after our meeting yesterday, we were very, very concerned. I made the decision at that time that we will take lead on this investigation. We'll be bringing in our local, federal, state partners, a very concerned community, our Board of Police Commissioners, our civic leaders, every single person to assist us in bringing little Nazia home. That's the goal here, is to do everything we can to bring her home. You know, we have debriefed on a number of different factors. We're hopeful that we find her well, but you know, we can't operate on hope. We have to operate on information, investigation, and work, and that's what we're here to do today with this incredible show of force that we have at this time. I will bring up Deputy Chief Carrie Sloan to talk a little bit about some of the aspects of the investigation at this time, but I will tell you that it is still early in the investigation on our part. Although DPS has done a number of different things, we are now doing a number of different things. We are actually, in fact, repeating some things to lay eyes on exactly what aspects of the investigation that we want to have some firsthand information on. So she's not going to be able to provide you granular detail at this time, but we'll just give you an overview and highlight some of the things that we're going to be doing. DC?
Good afternoon. Deputy Chief Carrie Sloan, the Detective Bureau. First, we would like to express our deep concern for the welfare and safety of 13-year-old Nazia Harris, who has been missing since January 9th. I would like to assure Nazia's family that DPD intends to utilize every possible resource that we have to bring her home safely. As the Chief mentioned, we are currently working with our local, federal, and state partners to establish exactly what occurred in this situation. At this point in the investigation, we are aggressively searching for Nazia and examining every piece of evidence to understand what transpired. We are in the process of re-examining and re-interviewing all witnesses and anyone with any possible information that can assist us in this investigation. DPD is committed to working this case until we locate Nazia, and we are asking the community for their help and anyone that has any information to reach out to the Detroit Police Department.
Commissioner.
I want to thank the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit Public Schools Police Department, those two chiefs, for working together in a unified manner. I stand here in full support of this department in finding our little precious child. And I ask everybody in this community to come together and rally with this department so that we can be able to find our young sister safely, prayerfully. And it is my goal to do everything in my power and within my sphere of influence to be able to work with the chief and this department to ask the clergy, ask every community person out here, all the block clubs, come out for this baby. I plead with you. And I'll say if you are holding this young child, I ask you to please find it in your heart to let her go. And if anybody have any information regarding this situation, please contact the Detroit Police Department. And I'm just here on faith and making a commitment myself. If anybody have any credible information, that I will add $1,000 to any type of support to be able to find this young baby, because that means that much to me for this baby. I have a daughter. All of us have children, and this child need our help. And please turn the information over to the Detroit Police Department as soon as possible.
One more right behind you, Chief. And then
Commissioner Smith?
Commissioner Smith, yes.
Yes, good afternoon. I stand here in support today with the Detroit Police Department as well as the Detroit Public School Department. We're today in unity in hopes that we find this child safely. I'm just conveying the message that it is against the law to harbor a child. If someone is harboring her or keeping her against her will, please let her go. If any children or friends or neighbors or anyone who've seen her, please speak up. It is extremely important, and we are very concerned. The community is very concerned for the safety of her return. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Chief, sir. One more, the grand, I think,
The mom?
the mother, yeah,
Okay.
grandmother, right. Yeah.
I'm asking anyone that knows anything about my granddaughter, please contact the police department. She's been missing for a very long time. Naziah is a very sweet child. This is not of her character. We've been looking for her. We've been passing out flyers. We've been calling people. We've been knocking on doors. We have done some of everything. And we're asking anybody that has any information, I don't care who it is, please come forth, contact the police department. Her life could be in danger. Please call the police department. I want my baby home. And I'm asking in the name of Jesus, and I stand on my faith that he's going to bring her home. But if we all can come together and help find her, I'm telling you, we can make a difference. She's been missing. She's been gone too long. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Just bring her home, please. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just one more, Chief, one more community minister.
Thank you.
I would like to say that this is serious. As we can see, it's not just about the police. It's about the community. This really touches home with our grandchildren and our children and friends and family in the neighborhood. So some people may think it's all about the police. It's all about the community working in coalition together. Somebody has seen this young child and just overlooked it and thought it was business as usual, but we want it to be known that this is unusual business, and anything that we can do to reach out, get the information over to the authorities so that we can bring the baby home safe, we would love your support in that respect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions now, Chief. Chief? Can you give us the specific timeline again about when she went missing, how long it took for the family to notify, and what efforts were taken in that time frame? But I'm more interested in the time frame off the top.
Yeah, I think it'd be most appropriate to have Chief Jackson do that part, and then I'll come in and talk about when we took over the case. Chief Jackson.
Yeah, so she was, it looks like she may have went missing on January 9th. It was reported to us on January 10th. At that point, we began preliminary investigation, speaking with school age friends, looking through her social media aspects, trying to retrace her steps, look who she may have been in contact with. So once we started processing through that information, different leads developed. We began running down those leads. We contacted our local, state, federal partners, U.S. Marshals, FBI, some of our task force partners, even some of the private sector, missing and exploited children, all brought in to assist us in the search for Neziah. So as we begin to work through that information, again, that investigation expanded, more information developed, and that's when we reached back out to DPD, and here we are.
Obviously, you think that there's some sort of foul play here, or we wouldn't be doing a grid search. So help us with what it is you can tell us about that.
We're not ruling anything out at this point. Just based off the information that we had, it led us here. We're running down every avenue. We don't make assumptions. You know, we can't speak to anything that we don't know, only the information that we have, and that's what we're working through.
Are you going to be searching in this area?
It's going to take us here, outside of this community. Any information, as things develop, you know, we could be coming to a community outside of Wayne County. So just as those leads develop, we'll follow them up.
Will there be just one search today, or will it be more than one?
There'll be multiple searches.
Can you say where?
No, not at this time.
Can you talk about what is involved in a grid search? Are you knocking on doors? What are you doing?
Yes. Simple answer to that is yes. It includes speaking with people in the community, business, following up at businesses, canvases, handing out flyers. All of those things are part of a grid search.
Can you say what might have led you here, and how far away from here does the child live?
Just based off the information, this is some of the information that was developed that led us here. So not to get into some of the intricacies of the investigation, right, but some of the information that we had led us here.
Okay, she goes to a school. How far is the school from here?
Several miles, perhaps.
And is there any reason to believe that she would come here other than on her way to school?
Again, we don't know Neziah, her comings and goings, other than the information that we had developed at that point.
Are there any suspects at this point?
No, not at this time.
Do you have any reason to believe that she was abducted against her will, or had she gone with somebody willing?
Initially, no. We don't believe that initially there was an abduction. We do not believe that.
So you think that she went with someone?
Again, that information that we have, we're processing through all of that information. As Chief White said, we're re-interviewing a lot of the people that we've already spoken to, just to get as much information, concrete information, as we can.
And does anybody at the school have an understanding? In other words, can we say who it was that last saw her physically?
The information that we have, some of her friends, some of her classmates were some of the last to have spoken with her.
Did they see her leaving school?
Yeah, we know that she physically left the school.
Okay, and once again, this is early investigation. We're just going to close it right now. For questions regarding this, for separate questions, we'll go. We have just one more question.
One more quick one. Has she been seen in any other, reported in any other community?
We don't have any information to give us that at this time, no.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. And everybody else, Chief, if you can just stand by for the separate questions for this. Thank you all. And I know we're going to just stand by for a minute, okay? All right, everybody else can stand by. Did you all have a separate question for separate cases sometimes?
Steve, just real quick, I understand there was a shooting overnight, a fatal shooting at an apartment complex at Burgess and 7 Mile. 2 suspects possibly in custody, arrested, and then currently at Providence Hospital. That's all.
You've been listening in live on a press conference from Detroit Police. A 13-year-old Neziah Harris hasn't been seen since January 9th, when she never made it home from school. The school knew the next day, but DPD is getting more involved this week. The teen's grandmother pleaded for help, saying they've been desperate, handing out flyers and knocking on doors. Very few specifics shared there from law enforcement, but officials seem to be assuring Neziah's family and the community that they are committed to finding her. We'll have the latest on this for you on CBS News Detroit at 4 and later on throughout the evening.